Good morning, everybody. 早上好,你好. That's Chinese way to greeting with each other. Could you follow me? Say 你好,你好. Yeah. Oh, good. Thank you. Firstly, I should express my thanks to the conference organization and also to Roskilde University. Without their help and support, I cannot be here. And I'm so glad, very, very glad to have such a chance to share something which happened in China with everybody here. So firstly, I have a question. Maybe it's a silly question. How many persons here have been China? Could you raise your hands? Oh, much more than my expectation. Good. Have you been Shanghai or Beijing? Good. Thank you. Thank you. If you have been Shanghai or Beijing, I believe you got a deep impression about China. But that's not real China. At least that's not real whole picture, complete picture of China. And maybe somebody here understand China like the world in the films of Jian Huang. Do you know Jian Huang? A very famous Chinese director. Yeah, and maybe you know the Olympic game, the opening ceremony. It was designed by director Jian Huang, and he has a lot of films. But the China is not the world in his films. So actually, China, all of you know, China is a country with a long history. But China in these 3 decades has changed a lot. We can say there is a rocket development or growth in China in these 30 years. So today, I'm not only focused on the work-related learning in China, but also I'd like to share something about the transforming China and also my university or our institute, our School of Educational Science, those background information about China. Because I'm not a native speaker, so my English is not as good as yours. So I think it had better to use the PowerPoint to help me to share something with everybody here. So this is my topic. Firstly, I'd like to say something about the place where I'm from. Like Karl Marx said, yeah, it's necessary to dig deeper where you stand. So I think because place matters, so I should say something about Shanghai. I'm from Shanghai, and this is a fantastic city. You see, here is very famous Bund. Maybe somebody here have been there. The Bund in the evening. And this is maglev train in Shanghai. So if you never take the train, this kind of train, welcome to Shanghai. And it connects the airport, international airport, and the downtown. Here, the new district, we call the Pudong district. It is on the east bank of Huangpu River. We have a river we call Huangpu River. It's a new district, and we built about 3,000 high buildings in the city. But Shanghai still has some traditional things. You see, not very clear, the pictures, but we called it like Eastern Venice. Yeah, in Europe, Venice is very famous. We call East Venice here. And also, Shanghai is a very active city, and the government, the municipal government declared Shanghai as a learning city 10 years ago. So now we have a lifelong learning website for the citizens. for the citizens. So usually you can find many people, especially those young people, studying or reading in the library during their spare time. But we have also many cultural activities, especially in community. We call it community culture or square culture because this performance usually takes place in squares, in public squares, and everybody can attend. And the most important thing is the World Expo next year. So welcome to Shanghai next year. Okay, now I'd like to say something about my university. Henny mentioned I worked for East China Normal University. So you see, East China Normal University. So every time when I introduced my university, somebody will ask such a question: what is a normal university? Other universities may be abnormal, but actually normal means teacher education. Maybe it's an American word, I'm not very sure. So historically, my university is a teacher university. We're cultivating secondary school teachers. But about 10 years ago, it has gradually became to a research-oriented and a comprehensive university. And now it's one of the 39 key universities in China. These 39 universities can get special financial support or other policy support from the Ministry of Education in China. So very important, we are one of them. So here, there are some pictures. This is the gate of our university. So in China, usually, every university has our own gate, yeah? And this is the admin building, very old building. And also, you can find Chairman Mao still stand there for many years. And the other historical buildings. So this is our old campus in downtown, and now we have another new campus, very remote. Usually it takes about 1 hour from the downtown to the new campus. Our lovely students and our faculties. Then I'd like to introduce my School of Educational Science. I think it's one of the best school of educational science in China. And our education graduate program always rank as the first one or second one. So here you see this part of the school are core units. They are departments or institutes. So we have education series and policy departments, instructional and curriculum, and higher education and vocational and adult education. This is my units, my institute, and technology, educational technology, and the library. We have a library, educational library, and also information center or network. And we have examination center. Yeah, they organize the TOEFL test. For the students in the campus. And also we have some units not located in our school, but have very close contact with each other. One is Educational Administration Department. Formerly, it was our department, but then went to the MPA program. And then Educational Psychology. The similar story. Formerly, we in the same family, but now divorced. They go to other college. But we have very close relationship. And there are some centers or institutes in our school. And these centers have some kind of cooperation with outside. So we have comparative education, teacher education, education history, education technology, and HRD. You see here, HRD center has close relationship with our own program, and the community education, vocational education, and adult education. So. Okay, in my presentation, there are 3 parts. The first part is the born of HRD program. The second part is the emerging field of work-related learning. And the last one is the strategies for developing the field. So I hope through my presentation, I can give you a window. Through this window, you can understand more about what happened in China. So firstly, I say something about the born of our HRD program. Our program was established in 2007. Actually, it's the first one in China, and until now, it's the only one in China. So China is a so big country, but HRD program or work-related learning program, just one program. Last year I was in US. As I know, there are about 250 universities. They have such kind of programs. But China, yeah, more big population comparing the America. But we have only one such kind of program. But I think this program opens the ideas of work-related learning in China. So that's very important, I think. And it can grow because many important factors. But here I'd like to mention some of them. Firstly, I think the most important thing is the societal transition. Yeah. We can say our program is a response to this kind of societal transition. And then the local business environment is also very important. Why the first HRD program in China not established in Beijing or in other provinces, but in Shanghai? I think Shanghai is a place, it's like a innovation factory in China. Many new things happen in Shanghai, and it's quite internationalized in the whole China. Comparing to other places, it's quite internationalized and have a quite good business environment. So in 1930s or 1940s, Shanghai was very famous in the world. So that's very important for our program. Because of the business environment, many companies, many organizations, they need more and more HRD professionals. And then I should say our previous related efforts also is an important factors to establish such kind of program. So here you can see these are 3 programs in our institute. We have 3 programs. One is vocational education program, established in 1984. The second is adult education program, established in 1993. Both of them were the first program in the whole China, the first related program in China. And our HRD program established in 2007, and until now, it's the only one. And here you maybe notice some figures. About the vocational and technical education program in China, until now, there are about 20 to 30 programs in different universities. And about adult education, we have 22 all over China. And actually, these 2 programs are, in our institute, are very leading program in China. So we have done a lot of research and teaching work during these years. For instance, the adult education program, I'm one professor of this program, and I start the research on training and learning in workplace about 10 years ago, So that's a good base for our new program. Lastly, I'd like to mention the international academic exchange, which also an important drive for us to establish such kind of program. And recently, we have more and more international exchange activity, and with the support of international office of our university. So, do you know them? Yeah, all of them visit our institute and give their speech or lecture for the students and the faculties. Some from Europe, but some from United States. Yeah. Yeah, some from UBC. I found some colleagues, some participants from UBC, right? And some from Australia. Yeah. And not mentioned the colleagues in Denmark in work. Okay. So we benefit a lot from the international exchange activities, so we decide to establish such kind of program. And I still remember when Professor Henning Olsen visited our ECNU in 2002. He gave us a lecture. The topic is life history and lifelong learning research. At that time, almost no one about life history approach, and no one know qualitative methodology. So we're very strict about this kind of methodology. I think the lecture at that time almost made everybody mad. What is professor talking about? So no one knows that. So you can see our progress in these years. So then I should focus on the societal changes. I think the societal context are very important. So I will mention the changes in economic, in education, and in technology, in culture, and also the value changes. So many changes during the recent 30 decades in China. Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. So first, some figures in economic field. You can see the economical growth in China from 1978 until 2008, 30 years. Why I put 1978 here? Maybe many of yours knows the opening policy in China from 1978. So at that time, the GDP, the per capita GDP is about 381 yuan. This is yuan, the currency is Chinese yuan. It's about, if we use euro to calculate today, it's about 38 euro, yeah. 1 euro equals to 9.5, yeah, almost 10. So less than 40 euro at that time. And now it's about 3,266 US dollars. So you can see the magic growth, the rocket growth in economy in China. So people always say there is an economical miracle in China, but actually, I think we have an institution miracle. Yeah, you know, we have a planning economic system, and then we shifted to a market-oriented economic system. Yeah, so now it's actually a mixed one. You cannot say it's a capitalist system, but you cannot say it's the socialism system, but the kind of mixture. Yeah. So we have a lot of institutional innovation in economic and also political fields, I think. Okay, this is the economic structure and the employment situation. Here, just to give you the data from 2001 until 2005, you can see the total number of employed persons is about 75 million. Am I right? Yeah, usually we should calculate. Plus, am I right? Does it make sense? 700 or 700, yeah, sorry, 758, yeah, million. Yeah, this is the total number for employment. You can see here in primary industry, secondary and the tertiary industry, the structure here, and gradually changed. And also here, the registered unemployment rate, but in urban areas, it's about 4. It's about 4, a little more than 4, yeah. This is national Engels coefficient. From 1990s, it's about it's more than 50%, and now I think it's about 37. Yeah, yeah, not changed a lot after 2003. It's about 37. Oh, here. I'd like to show you some interesting things. For Chinese wedding, usually we need some important things, but during the different decades, people expect different things. In 1970s, yeah, you see a wedding picture. Can you see this picture clearly? They hold what? They hold mouse books. Yeah, mouse books. Yeah, that's very important at that time, like a decoration. And you see, at that time, if you married, you should prepare the bicycle, yeah, the bicycle, the sewing machine, and the watch, not the clock, but the watch. And usually the watch produced in Shanghai was quite good at that time, yeah. So this is 1970s. And in 1980s, you see different wedding picture and different things people expect. This is television, this is refrigerator and the washing machine. And the 1990s, motorcycle, air conditioner, and computer. And now, if you want to marry a Chinese girl, then you should prepare the apartment or house, and yeah, a car, maybe General Motors or some other brand, and also saving a lot of money. So yeah, you can see very differently, and you can also experience the changes, the living standard changes a lot. And after 2000, the young generation usually prefer those very individualized style wedding pictures. Yeah. So my husband is very lucky because we married many years ago. And then I'd like to talk something about educational reform. But because of the time limitation, I just mentioned one important change or reform, that is higher education reform in China. So you can see from 1998, about 10 years ago, until 2005, this is the size or the number of new enrollment students in higher education. So every year it increased very rapidly. So every year after 2005, the size is about, how to calculate, about 6 million every year new students enrolled in higher education, post-secondary. Yeah, 6 million, right? Yeah. So the whole size of students in higher education institutions is more than 20 million, more than 20 million. It's the most biggest numbers in the world, I think. But now, unfortunately, after they graduate from the university, you see, this is the top size, and these students graduated this year. Yeah, this year, but because of the crisis, the financial crisis, so many of them not easy to find a job. So that's very sad things. So the government tried to support these graduates to retraining or to have their own small company, yeah, something like that. But actually, during this period of time, we finished our financial reform. So before that, if I go to the university, receive higher education, it's free for me. But during this period of time, we gradually reformed, and now you should pay for your higher education in China. For the urban city families, it's okay, but for the families in rural areas, that's a lot of money. The parents usually save every money for every coin for their children to receive higher education, because you see here, the old Chinese proverb is still alive, One can find the treasure houses in gold and pretty faces with jade in books. So that means the more, the better education you have, the brilliant future you have. So every family, every parents want their children to receive the best education in China. So during this period of time, many families realize their dreams. We could say that. But I think we should consider the reform, the teaching reform in our universities, how to make the curriculum more match with the new economy and help the students and graduates can find their job in the labor market. And the figure I'd like to mention here is the gross enrollment rate of higher education in China. In 1978, it's 1.4%. It's 1.4% in 1978. But in 2008, it reaches 23rd percent. 23rd percent, yeah. Okay, here I'd like to say something about technological progress in China. I just give you some examples. This number is the number who can use use computer to access internet at home or in the school or in workplace. So it's about 253 million, yeah. It's a huge number, yeah. So if you are internet company, then it's a good news for you. You can invest in in Chinese market, yeah. And also the e-solution in workplace developed very fast. So many big companies, they have their own